Nice, but it's pretty cold here. Pretty cold
Oh,
here.
really? It's not snowing though, right? Is
Yeah.
it? Or it is.
Well, it was snowing yesterday. It snowed here
Uh-huh.
yesterday, and the temperature fluctuates. It's been ranging from anywhere from 8 degrees to like 40 degrees. So, and
Oh,
sometimes
okay.
it'll start out 30 something and it'll go down in the middle of the day to like, 20 something. And then, it's weird. It's doing some weird thing now, you know?
My
Oh,
correction, that's actually 36 Fahrenheit, which is, sorry, 36 Celsius, which is 96 Fahrenheit. It's gonna be
oh,
96
wow.
Fahrenheit.
Well, I could use some of that. I
I'll
could use
send
some of
some your
that.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
please.
well, that 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 that's not hot. Like we get like 47 degrees Celsius, which is quite high. I think it's like, oh, excuse me, let's turn off my phone. Hang on.
Yes. Go ahead. You need to get that. Go ahead. Yes, everybody, we're live. We're on day 10 of 10. This is February 10th, and we're following along with the month of February. And we are conducting a water only fast. As a matter of fact, that's the only way a fast can be done is with air and water. Anything else is a detox, a cleanse, or a cleanse, a detox, or of course I forgot. Anyway, it's definitely a fast, and we have Mickey on the line from Florida. We have Claire all the way from Australia. We have Sky from Puerto Rico, but she had to step away for us for a moment or two. She has things she needs to tend to. And I'm Van Edwards from the beautiful island of Manhattan, New York City. Yay! How's everybody doing? Hey, Mickey, how you feel today? How are you?
I'm doing great. Uh, Still have a great high energy. I've been out and about like in the morning and came home to uh, fasting wise. I'm drinking bunch of water. I feel great, and I'm just amazed that I haven't eaten 10 days, 10 days, but I'm able to function like a normal. It's just, unbelievable. I never expected to be, this easy because I seen the Facebook, so many people was complaining, oh, I have this and this, and I actually never experienced any hardship, no, not bad headache or nausea or nothing. So I guess I'm so grateful. And then, first of all, I'm so grateful this group because this is 10 days. We almost halfway through. Without your support, I would definitely at this point, and I'm so thankful for that. Thank you, guys.
That's really cool, Mickey, and I feel the same. I think Van just dropped off, and I think Sky's busy. Oh, he's come back. Okay, cool. Hey, Van. And sorry about that. I got a call. I actually got this. The person that was calling me was supposed to call me after the call I said, but they started calling me. So anyway, sorry about that, guys. So yeah, you're back, Van, huh?
Yes, I'm back, hopefully in full effect. Hopefully there's no other glitches. Yeah, I was just asking, you had stepped away. I was just asking Mickey how she was doing, and she was explaining you doing.
I could hear that. I was just like in the corner. I had to like put the phone on, like try and put it on, answer machine or whatever. Yeah, I'm doing good. Like, although this morning, like today, like I said to Van before you jumped on the call, Mickey, it's gonna be about I think 96 Fahrenheit today, which is like 37 Celsius, and that's not hot. We can get much higher than that, trust me. But still, it's quite hot, and this is like a dry heat. It's almost like I'd say kind of similar to maybe Texas or something like Dallas, because I went through there. But yeah, yeah, I prefer like the tropics and stuff. But yeah, it's really quite hot today, so I definitely have to up not only that, just also for that reason, up my water intake. There's a few things going on, but let's get into the call. But yeah, I kind of like. I mean, we're doing this together, and we get into the nitty gritty. So let's do it. But I kind of went to the toilet like 3 times this morning, and I'm wondering kind of why. Because I thought, not that the waste isn't going through and everything like that, but I thought I'd be like, to be honest, urinating a lot more, and it was like the other thing, So I'm thinking it's about time for a colonic. I would do an enema, but I'm not really used to doing enemas. I've never done one before, and I'm a little bit, like, I guess, a little bit scared about doing one myself. So I've got a professional lady that does colonics, so I was thinking about doing that, and that's coming up real soon, I'm sure. And then I'm thinking, like, after we've done this, like, I'll probably extend as well, because I knocked in that hiccup, and I want to extend. I'm thinking about doing it maybe a bit longer too, like Sky said, but we'll see how I feel. Let's take one day at a time. I'm thinking when we are, or I am, whatever stage we're at, like at that, like juicing and more so the solids stage, like with the raw and the vegetables and fruit. I'm thinking of doing saunas, because I've done it before, to just like really detoxify and lose more weight and stuff. And it's not just about the weight, it's about being healthy. So I don't know if anyone's thought about that or they tried it or what, but I love it. I absolutely love it. So go ahead, guys.
Kuleya, I love sauna too. Before fasting, I used to go to like my gym. They have sauna and a pool. So my regimen was after workout, whatever the body pump, whatever it is, I go jump into the pool and then sauna, and then again pool and sauna. It's like a hot and cold combination. That was great. I felt great. I lost a bunch of weight then, But if you're thinking about the sauna, I heard that they call it infrared sauna. Have you ever heard it? Because that infrared sauna is more so the detox than the regular sauna, because the regular sauna is a scorching hot, but infrared it's not the that much hot, but it's I heard good about the detoxing, so you might want to try that and look into that.
Yes. Actually, Mickey, that's the one I went to. My lady that does colonics adore, she does everything, like from iridology to massage to colonics to, she has a sauna in the actual office where she works, and they even do color light therapy and everything like that. But I'm thinking it would be great to go to her, but I'm thinking maybe to save the cost, I'll see how I go, because I got to juice and fruit and everything raw. I'm thinking I might start just doing the colonics with it and then going to the gym one. I don't know. I haven't really been to that sauna one at the gym before, like the rec center. So we'll see how we go. But yeah, I mean, I like that hot and cold. And like when I went to PR, like Puerto Rico, we went to the hot springs, and man, that was amazing. So I went with Sky and Liz, and that was just so joyful. It's too crazy. I have not enough words for it. Anyway, go ahead, guys. So what about you, Van? Have you tried saunas? Like I know Mickey has. I mean.
Well, I've done saunas in the past, but not anytime recent. But I tell you, they're amazing. And according to the quote-unquote experts, they are very therapeutic. So I think that they can be integrated into, once you start eating, especially. I think that that's something that you should do, because there are theories out there that we're supposed to sweat. We're supposed to sweat. So we're supposed to hydrate, but we're also supposed to sweat too. And a sauna is probably the best way to ensure that you'll sweat. And yeah, I heard of the infrared treatments, and I heard of the color light therapies and stuff like that. Stuff I've always been curious about, but I've never really tried them. But I'm open to it. All those different methods. I think they're all great. I think that you can give anything a chance and see how see how it, how you feel about it. Yeah, I definitely want to go back to saunas. Definitely. I mean, I haven't done a whole lot of them in my life, maybe two or three that I can remember, but they were fantastic. Now that I think about it, and I think once I come off of this fast, I think maybe somewhere mid-March, I might start doing saunas again. I'm glad you brought that up. I totally didn't even remember about that. That would be perfect. That'll go perfect with what we're doing for our health goals.
But I mean, like I said, I really believe it's not good to do it while we're fasting on this water, because that's just too much. I mean, need I go into the depth where I think we all understand that, because we're replenishing, and then there's no I mean, there's like the electrolytes and everything. Like we're losing a lot. Like we're even sweating as we go as well. But that would just be crazy. But yeah, definitely when I'm on the raw, I think it's beneficial for everybody. I don't know, like if anyone wants to try it, but they even in this one they even have like music playing if you want to, like meditative music or whatever. You don't have to have that option, but it's pretty cool. So it's like chilling out. But I always like keep the water bottle like outside the sauna, because it's like one of those like enclosed ones, and you just sit there, because that way you can replenish, and the water's not getting hot in the sauna. So yeah, cool, guys.
Yeah, all of that is, amazing. All of that is, to me, is definitely something to think about and to incorporate into your lifestyle, in my opinion. I think that saunas are a great thing, you know. And remember, if anyone out there is very slim, you don't need to fast for more than maybe 7 days, 10 days, unless you have a serious medical issue, which then you should be doing it in a facility under a naturopathic doctor's supervision. Because what happens is, um, when you're fasting, your body is basically eating the fat from your body. So I might have a inch to pinch still, and that's why I feel confident that I can fast, and I don't have any serious medical issues but if you don't, please don't try to fast for 21 days or anything like that, because what's going to happen is your body's going to start eating up your muscles and your organs, and then that's counterproductive, so what's the point? And you have no weight to lose. If you have like a eating disorder sort of thing going on in your head, this is not the way to go about it. And I'm not making light of that. I know that's serious, and I appreciate what that is. I do. But this is not the way to go about it, because you'll basically be hurting yourself seriously, and that's not what we want. You don't want that either. There are a lot of different fasts you can do. There's something called an intermittent fast, where you can say, hey, I'm going to fast for 5 days, and then I'm going to eat for 3 days, and then I'm going to fast again for 5 days, and then I'm going to eat for 5 days. That you can pretty much do it the way you want. So you can sort of like plan your fast the way that suits you. But please don't do this if you are either very ill, like say with diabetes or extreme high blood pressure or anything like that, and you're taking medication at all. Please don't do this. Do this under a doctor's supervision. That's the way to go about that. But how my day went was, I went to work in a very toxic environment. I was around someone who was extremely loud, boisterous, negative, ignorant. I hate to talk about people, but it is what it is. And it was just a toxic environment for me. And she apparently is like an adoptive parent or some caretaker to her husband's children or grandchildren or whatever. I couldn't even listen to her after a while, and she was saying how it's like she hated the kid. The kid was 7 years old, and the kid is a problem kid, But what she doesn't realize is that the problem probably comes more from her than anything, because she says she tells the kid that you're a reject, and she curses the kid out and all these kinds of things. And me and her are going back and forth on this issue. I'm trying to be as nice as I can, but then I'm realizing that there's really no getting through to her, and then it started to deplete my energy because I felt so bad for that kid, and I actually ended up wanting to eat because I started to get emotional about the situation. So I backpedaled out of that conversation real quick because because it was emotional, I wanted to eat something. I really did. And so that was my day, and I had to wrestle with that, those things. And I realized about the parasites that we have, they go through different phases. Those parasites are very clever. First they go through, I guess, what you want to call the inquiry phase, when you start fasting and they're not eating. They're like, hey, what's going on? Hey, you all right up there? They want to know why aren't we getting our share? Then they start to request from you. They start saying, hey man, is there any way you can like eat that burger? See that burger joint we're passing? Yeah, go in there, get that pizza. Then they get to the phase after a few days, or maybe like 5-6 days, where it's like a coercion. They start trying to oh, doesn't that look good? Oh man, look at that cheese. Oh, look at that sauce. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's so good. They get to that phase. Then they get to the phase of threatening you. Now they're getting mad because you're not feeding them. So now they're pissed. But then what happens is they end up pleading. They beg and they cry, please, please feed me. Oh God, I'll do anything. So you just got to fight through all of that. You got to fight through all of that. Just stay strong. Because like I said, I had such a rough day that I never wanted to eat more bad than I did today. And I actually was telling myself, you know what, it's okay if you eat. It's okay. You can do an intermittent fast. Like that's what I was discussing before. And you can go right back to it, and it's fine. There's nothing wrong. But then I remembered the goal that I had. And I remember how I always do that. I always have a goal, and then I always shortchange that goal because maybe it's a little rough. And I say, you know what, it's okay if I do this. But, it's more important to just be authentic with yourself, Now don't get me wrong, if I wake up in the morning and I find myself in excruciating pain, there was the person on the water fast group, Amanda, somebody that I talk to a lot, and she broke her fast yesterday, and she was saying, sorry guys, I broke my fast, and she was explaining why. She said she had only gotten 5 hours sleep in 85 hours. And I told her, I think you're my hero. Like if that were me, I would have broken the fast a lot sooner than that. You know what I'm saying? So once again, there's nothing wrong. If you got to break it because you do have to go through some things, but if it's just to the point where you can't sleep and you can't walk and your head hit you in the head with a hammer, maybe you want to eat. You can do an intermittent fast and, ease into the fast. It could be have a lot to do with maybe what you ate prior to it. That, you didn't ease into it and maybe, it's reacting that way. There's nothing wrong. Just remember that. So I just wanted to share that. I'm going to mute.
I think it's important too, Van, as you were saying, ease into the fast. I mean, like you were saying, I think you mentioned to me and all of us before that you didn't really, I don't know if you did that, but I didn't really do that. But I think it's important I do think it's important though, even though we didn't, us two, but I don't know about Mickey and Sky and Prema and everyone else that's fasting out there, but I believe it's true. You should ease into the fast and also ease out of the fast, like how we're doing. We're planning to do the juicing. And then, even actually coconut water. I'm thinking like coconut water would be great. And then like, the juicing and the smoothies and raw and so on. Now you can do like raw cooked or whatever, you know. So yeah, I think that's really important. And I was just thinking as you were saying, as we talked in the last fast, we were like making jokes about the Matrix, you know, the movie The Matrix. It's true, you know that scene, right? I don't know if you guys have seen it. You know, I think a lot of people have seen it, but there's this one scene where like Neo's like, you know, he's going down the road, and then, you know, they open the door and they're like, over the car, and they're like, get in, and you know this bug, they put the bug inside him, or he's got a bug inside. I can't remember the exact point, but you know, he's got a bug inside, and they said, yeah, that's right, they said that you got to get it out, and it's like the parasites that are inside us. And then he opens the door, he's like, and she's like, don't go down that road, Neo. And it's the same philosophy, isn't it? Because we think about it, we've got all these parasites in us, and we could go down that road and say, yeah, I'm going to eat like Doritos, pizza, Oreos, whatever, you name it, pasta, or the list could go on forever. But it's a choice that you have to make, or you don't have to make. The choice is yours initially. We all have free will, don't we? I mean, we don't have to. We could just be really unhealthy if we want to be, and, you know, I mean, personally, I don't want to be that way. Like you were saying, Van, I want longevity. I want to try and, you know, live as long as I can. I want to be healthy. I think that's important. And I think in today's society, you know, and the eating culture is just so strong, and the drinking culture is just so predominant that we've got to get past that, you know. So I just wanted to touch on that. And it's funny, you know, it's so true. Like the Matrix is a really good one, so I think we should watch that scene today. It might help us. Maybe. I'm going to mute.
Hey, Kulea, I'm so glad that, you know, you brought up about the coconut water. This is I also thinking about doing that after fast. But the band this morning, you mentioned about like a chocolate food, like a red food, yellow food, you know, that concept, you know, I also, you know, agree with that. However, personally, I feel that if I ate like a salad and stuff like that, to me, it's like a solid food. Is that safe to eat salad like that? Or you better start with the juicing? Because you also mentioned about cayenne pepper and the turmeric. To me, that's like a way too much spice to just introducing into your system. So I want to, you know, clarify that, and I want to know more about it. Can you tell me about it?
I think when you're breaking your fast, turmeric and cayenne are too harsh. You should gently ease back into your digestive, your eating, by doing something very light, like you were saying, the coconut water, watermelon juice, or cucumber juice, and then slowly eat, you know, like really be gentle with your digestion. But juicing turmeric and cayenne and adding those are too much. That you can do in your regular daily eating, but not when you're breaking a fast. My opinion.
Okay, I'm not saying in large quantities. I know when I broke my last fast, I used to top my salads with like say on the red day, I topped my salad with like a sprinkle of cayenne. It didn't have any ill effect. And on the orange day, I grated a little turmeric on top. You know, anything, whatever the color is red, I was adding it to the food source of that day. So, you know, I don't mean go juice, you know, I'm sorry if that's what you thought. No, Guy is right. Like, those are very potent spices, you know. No, I'm talking about, like, say on the red day, you have your salad. You got your beet, you got your radish, you know. And me, I do the greens with everything because that's the center color. So I'll have my avocado, my kale, my you know, whatever I'm doing green, and then everything else is red. And while I'm topping that salad, I'm sprinkling cayenne, you know, spice on top for flavor. And it didn't have any adverse effect on me. It was very tasty. It was excellent, you know. Then the next day I moved on to the orange, and then I did a sprinkle of turmeric. And then the next day, you know, was yellow, and then, you know, you'll get whatever yellow spice you know, whatever you have. You don't have to add any spice. I'm just saying that you can use spices, and, you know, and also on the red day, with the juicing, you know, if you're gonna do a juice and you're gonna blend in some powders, I put in the goji berry powder, you know, because that's like a red color. So I'm just saying, be a little creative, you know, on your when you're done and you're breaking the fast, you know, you don't just think of food. You can use spices too, but don't go crazy, you know. Yeah, like Scott said, that's overkill, you know. No, don't juice don't blend a whole sprig of turmeric or add like a bunch of it to your food. No, I'm talking about just very lightly adding it on, you know, for flavor and for you know, obviously for medicinal purposes. Turmeric is very, you know, it does everything, you know. If you have acne, you could make a face mask with turmeric, and supposedly like in 2 weeks or so, you know, you don't have acne anymore. Plus you're cleaning out your insides too. That always helps. But turmeric is a wonder food. It's a superfood. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. I'm numbing. I'm numbing. I'm muting.
Numbing. I was just gonna say, like, ask a question. Like, you know how you were scan scan. Here I go. Like, you're saying I'm numbing. I'm saying scan. I meant to say sky and van. You know, like how you were talking about doing the chakras, right? Don't get me laughing, Van. You know how, like, you're talking about doing the chakras. So, like, you're talking about, like, when we're at that stage, like doing like juicing smoothies in particular of those colors, right? Of the rainbow, the chakra system, right? To activate also the chakra system, like, and to cleanse it, right? But I'm thinking, like, after that, do we actually, like, want to be eating also when we're on the solids, like raw, like, say, I don't know, whatever you start with, like, for example, I'm not saying you start with this, but say greens, for example. Do you want to have a whole plate of greens and then just eat that and then do that onwards there, or can you mix it up after the juicing? Because that's kind of smoothies. Because that's kind of my question. Because I was thinking, like, I'd love to have like a salad even with like whatever, you know, like strawberries, avocado, you name it. The list goes on. So that's kind of my question.
Yeah, I mean, for me, once March 1st hits, you know, you're back in civilization. You know, now you're on your own. Now, I mean, there are probably not going to be any more calls unless Sky wants to continue. You know, yeah, the fast and the detox, the 7-day detox is officially over. You know, so at that point, you can eat what you want to eat. At that point, I now take on the flexitarian diet. I now have maybe a strip steak cut up into my salad, you know, like a handful of something, you know, and the majority of the food I plan to eat are smoothies, juices, and salads, raw foods. But I will enjoy like some shrimp because that's what I like right now, and you know, I'll go get somebody's making me a pot, I mean a plat of shepherd's pie, and I'm going to enjoy that for a few days. You know, it's your choice. Like at that point, you're back. But just be responsible, you know? Like don't go back into a full-on Mickey D's, you know, dietary plan where you're doing the supersized breakfast, lunch, and dinner at McDonald's and you're not getting anything fortified in your diet, you know, because that's not food anyway. So the whole idea is to like go back into it and take the responsibility of eating right. You know, enjoy yourself, you know, like whatever you like, enjoy yourself, but don't go back the way you were. You know, like me, I'm not drinking right now and I'm not going back to that, and I'm not, you know, I'm not going to go back. Every meal I have will be at least 75% raw something. So if I were to take on a burger that day, I'm going to have a salad. I'm going to have a powerful salad next to it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you would go back into it like that. But yeah, once it's all over, you can make the salad the way you want. And when we're doing the chakras and we're adhering to the rainbow colors and, the combination of the two. So the root chakra is red. So we'll start off with red foods. And the whole idea is that day is to pay homage to that chakra. So if you can start collecting, meditative music that correlates with the root chakra for that day, whole day is focusing on your root chakra. And then the next day you want to focus on the sacral chakra, the sex chakra, you know, and that next day will be all about that, and the list goes on. Yeah, so I hope I answered your question. I'm muting.
Yeah, it's all good. I know what you're trying to say. I was just wondering, like, if we were gonna just like, do the juicing, the smoothies, and then, the raw and whatnot. But I'm pretty. Oh, he's gone. He'll be back. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that pretty much answers it. So yeah.
I want some French fries really right now.
I know. Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling. I was watching something earlier and they were sitting there eating like sandwiches and French fries. And I was like, I really like sandwiches. Oh, what is that noise? Yeah, I really like sandwiches. They're so yummy. But, you just look at it, and keep it moving. Hey,
Yeah,
Van.
sorry, I got bounced off. I got bounced. I got kicked out.
It's all good.
Yes, so yeah, go ahead. What were you saying?
I was saying I want some French fries right now.
I can't hear you guys.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you, but you're breaking. No,
I
I can
said,
hear you fine. You just, yeah.
no, I just said I wanted some French fries, but I'm good. Just those little feelings.
Oh, do I want some French fries? Oh my God, do I want some French fries so bad? You have no idea. You have no idea. It's taking everything for me to stay in this house and not go get some Chinese food right now.
Right?
But once again, I'm gonna stay strong because I know that's not me. That's them. I get it.
Just the
So
parasites. That's deep. That's
yeah,
deep.
that's it's their last ditch effort. That's why it's so strong right now. That's why it's so strong and powerful right now because they're on their last leg. And if I go 2 more days like this, the rest is just easy. Like I said, we're all at different stages when we fast. Like some people experience this early on and they're smooth, and some people like remember Kevin from the last fast, Clarence Sky? Like he suffered mainly up to the end, because everybody's different. Everybody's going to go through, but he abused his body a little bit and he admitted that. He smoked a lot, he drank a bit and, he ate poor and he just went right into it. And yeah, it is, some people can go right into the fast. Like me and Claire, we didn't ease into it and it was relatively easy for us. I didn't ease into the last one either. The next time I fast, though, I'm going to ease into it just to see how it affects me. But some people do need to ease into it because, maybe for some reason, maybe the way they've eaten. Maybe they're big sushi eaters and pork eaters, and I mean, no offense to anybody, but those things are highly susceptible to giving you, even more parasites than you will ever want. You know what I mean? So I stay away from foods like that anyway. So, you know, but who knows? Who knows? We're all different. We're all different, you know. But yeah, I just want to mention, use this fast, use this time to love on yourself a lot. You know, Don't just let the time go by. Like go to the mirror a lot and look at yourself and love on yourself. Like me and Claire were talking about earlier in an earlier call about Louise Hay. Like she has this book called "Heal Your You Can Heal Your Life," and in that book I learned this technique that she uses called mirror work. And what that is you go to the mirror and you talk to yourself. You look yourself in the eye and you tell yourself, "I love you." And you constantly say that. Now it may seem strange at first, because you may not even really believe it, or it may seem silly that you would do this. But what I'm telling you is, after a while, you do start to believe it, and it does something to you internally. It does something to you subconsciously. When you love yourself, you can love anybody. And anybody who doesn't love themselves, it's impossible for them to be loving you. So if you see somebody that doesn't love themselves, but they're telling you they love you, you might want to look at that. They might care about you. They might want to love you, but it's impossible to love somebody if you don't love yourself. That's just not, that's like oil and water. It doesn't mix. So what you want to do is start loving yourself and
Hello.
realize your worthiness. And this is how you get through the fast too. When you start realizing how important you are and how all those things that go along with that, it makes you stand tall. It makes you realize a sense of accomplishment, because that's what this is too. It's a sense of accomplishment. Anybody that can fast for more than 10 days, that's an amazing feat. So I'm just putting it out there. I'm muting.
And Van, and everybody, like you're saying about the mirror work, and I've looked into that too, and I've done it myself. But there's a technique you can do as well. In the shower, the bathroom like fogs up. When you can have the mirror like will fog up, and you can actually write on like "I love you" in the mirror, or like if some people want to use white marker, like not permanent marker, of course, but you could write that on a mirror somewhere and just reflect on it. And you can always wipe it off with that, Windex or whatever, spray. But I like it when the mirror fogs up and you can write "I love you" on it, and just look and say that to yourself as well. And you can see the word as well. You can see yourself and reflecting back. And I think that's really important too, especially, like when we're going real deep like this, it's an important exercise. I find I've done that before. So yeah, I know I'm muting.
I agree. That is perfect. That's exactly right. And also I put little notes on my water bottles. Uh, Makes such a big difference. Like I said, charge your water with quality music. Let your water sit on top of or next to a speaker, and let some nice, really beautiful music, integrate with your water. It'll change the structure molecularly. This one just says love, gratitude, and magnetism. And it says thank you, thank you, thank you. And then it says I am joy, thank you. I am wealth, thank you. And I am powerful, thank you. So these are just things that, I felt at the moment, and I put little notes on there. I tell my water I love it and stuff like that. For me, it just seems to do, wonders. I don't feel any hunger. I don't feel any cravings when I do that, and things of that. Everything that makes me crave is somewhat of an outside source, like someone's cooking something. Then my parasites wake up and they're like, hey, let's get a little bit of that. But when I do this, it calms it down. The water is sustaining me, and I feel like there's a reason. And also be very grateful for everything you have. Like this fast for me is making me realize, the small things in my life. Be grateful for everything, even if all you have is $20. Like I said, you have more than half the people around you. Trust me. A lot of people don't even have $20 in this world. Be grateful if you have light in your house. You'd be surprised how many people don't. You have running water. A lot of people don't have running water. You have a house to live in or a shelter. It might not be Trump Plaza, but you have more than what a lot of people have. You know, I live in New York City. There are a lot of homeless people out here. You know what I mean? So this is a moment for gratitude. You know, I feel that gratitude gives you the things that you want to manifest. I think that's the basis for manifestation. You have to be grateful first. You can't just try to manifest something. You're like, yeah, well, this is what I want. You can write it down all you want, but if you're not grateful for what you have already, then I think that's not going to work out quite well. I think you first have to be grateful for what you have. You have to be grateful for those in your life. And then I believe the universe will reward you with the things that you want and need. You know, that's just my general consensus on that. And I'll mute if anybody wants to if anybody has anything to say. If Mickey, if you want to say something, I know we've been taking the mic a lot, so go for it.
Okay, I have a question. Like the band, you mentioned earlier about post fasting because some people are still going on up to 40. But for me, it's like when I my fast is ended. I was wondering if there any type of support, from you guys, like a post fasting or like an update or report or Q&A, whatever it is. I'm just wondering, is there something there?
I completely didn't hear your question because you broke up. Can
Okay,
anybody else repeat that? Because I think there's a
okay,
problem between the connection between me and Mickey for some reason. Because whenever you speak, you start breaking up for me. But no, that
okay.
doesn't happen really with anyone else.
Let me repeat my question.
Yeah,
Can you hear me? Okay,
yeah, I hear you fine. It's just that you break up.
I
I'm
can
just
I
one.
can say it for her. Can you hear me clearly, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
She's asking if after the 21 days is over, is there going to be any more support for the breaking of the fast, like maybe that week afterwards or so? Do you? What are we planning? I guess.
Okay, all I got was after the 21 days are over, will there be any more work? And then you broke up. So there's some kind of
It's your phone.
weird
That's what
thing
it
going
is.
on. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. Yeah, I know.
Is there any more support after the 21 days? Like, in other words, are we going to continue having this support network for folks who have completed the 21 days? Like, how far are we going to go with this?
Well, I hate to I hate to put you on the spot, but that's up to Sky because, she puts these calls together. Now, all I've really asked of her was for the 21 days. I'm personally going 7 days beyond that, and I'll be making a lot of posts, regularly about what I think you should do and what foods to eat today and how I feel and how are you feeling. I'll be reaching out, inboxing people and that kind of thing. Sky's very busy and she's been great with her time. But you got to remember, she has a lot of things to do. So that's on her. If she wants, I'm more than happy to do it. But I'm not putting these calls together. She is. You see what I'm saying? So that all depends on her schedule. Remember, she's nice enough to get up twice a day and do this, So, I mean, if she wants to do it, we could do this for 100 days. I don't mind. We can keep it moving every day. We can come on and log on and talk about, hey, even though the fast was 6 months ago, how you doing? I don't mind. I have no problem with that. But it's not me without that, Sky sends me the link, so without that, there'll be no calls, so that's on her. If she wants to do that, I'm more than happy to do this, continuously because that will just make it even more easier to stay with the diet that I said I want to stay with, knowing that, I'm accountable to people. I know I'm going to do it, but the support is there too, Mickey, because we can always talk on Facebook. I mean, it's not like we won't talk. I could even give you my number. Like, I have no problem with that. You can call me every day. But as far as this hangout goes, that's something that Sky's schedule would have to, Sky, and if she's available to do that, which we're very grateful to you, Sky, as it is. But, and I know Sky and Claire are contemplating going to 40, and if they wanted to continue this hangout throughout that would be great. I'd log on. I don't know if I would probably do a coconut for the rest of that. I know the water, I'm going to stop at 21. I'm going to do the juicing and the raw food for 7. And then after that, I might do coconut with you guys. I'm not going to do water. I'm not ready for the 40 for myself. I don't think so. But yeah, it's Nikki, I'd love it. But I'm not the one that facilitates these calls, so it's not on me. And like I said, we have to praise Scott even doing it to begin with, because she's mad busy. Trust me, she's busy. She's busy. She wasn't even supposed to be on the call tonight.
Yeah,
She wasn't even
I
supposed to be on
understand.
the call.
I understand.
Yeah.
I'm not just talking. I'm not just talking about the online hangout, things. I just like uh, not email, but like a Facebook. That's fine with me. As long as if I can reach out to one of you guys,
Well,
I really appreciate it. And then right now we're doing like AM PM call, twice a day. That's exactly too much, sometimes. Maybe she could say like once a week, or like just evening call only, whatever it is. But I'm not pushing her to do anything that she cannot do, and I'm not looking forward to it. Whatever she's giving to us, I really, really appreciate. So I guess that's to answer my question. Thank you, guys.
cool. Well, I wanted to turn the channel a little bit and ask you guys if you have felt the effects of Mercury in retrograde. We have been living in that for the last, I don't know how long it's been, but I just was reading about it like a little while ago. And tomorrow, 10 a.m., Mercury goes straight. And that means that doesn't mean that it's slam bam, it's going to be, you know, ready. Like, it's kind of like when you're driving, you got to turn, and then it kind of like, so basically Mercury never really goes backwards, it actually slows up. But for it to gain speed, it's going to take like a couple days. So I think I've been experiencing some Mercury and retrograde stuff, because Mercury affects communication. And I've had some challenging communicational issues with people uh, over the last, let's see, 2 weeks at least. And today I almost blew a chip in my brain because I, I just get, like, I'm an Aries, okay? I don't know if you know anything about astrology, but I think out of most of the signs, Aries is one of those fire signs that when they get angry, you need to just go away from her because she is like a fire-breathing dragon. However, I have over my years of being an adult have learned how to maintain decorum and control. So I don't have, like, I guess I don't lash out, but it definitely affects me. So, like, I had a moment today when I felt like I wanted to pop because I couldn't get through to somebody, you know what I mean? And it was very important that I did. And I was on the phone, my internet connection, like, I didn't even know if I was going to be on this call tonight because, like, okay, so for me, the call is at 9:30, not 8:30, like for you guys in the States. So I had, at 9:15, I was on the phone with the cable company where I get my internet from, like, complaining that my service is really shoddy. Like it wasn't like web pages weren't opening and all this stuff. And it was like I was like, he was like, well, something's wrong with the such and such, and I was like, well, I'm gonna sit here and wait till you fix it. You know, because I'm not going anywhere. Because y'all like to turn people's service off the day you don't pay, but yet you can't give me a quality service. I'm gonna sit right here. I'll be on hold until it's done because I need it working inmediatamente. You know, I had to bring my Spanglish in. But anyway, but I guess I'm really looking forward to the next couple of days because I think my life will get really good because I think the last 2 weeks, you know, I've been moving through reality, but I really think communication has been off. Like people aren't answering my emails in a timely fashion, and I don't want to be like, hello, did you get my email? Like, you know, when it comes to business, be about it. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. I just, you know, the universe is here. I guess the big lesson for me is always, you know, I can only do what I can control. You know what I mean? If I can't control it, I can't put too much energy into it because, you know, it's gonna hurt me. You know, I'm gonna hurt myself because I'm trying to force the situation. But yeah, so that's just my little rant.
I feel that, Scott. I tell you, I had this. It's funny, it's uncanny and ironic. I had the same thing yesterday. I was on the phone all afternoon with the internet company, and man, it was frustrating because I got to change network providers because the network provider I'm currently with is not high enough for me to do some work online. So the speed I'm in is not, the upload speed is not as great. So I've just changed. I'm changing over gradually. But yeah, I'm feeling the Mercury retrograde a little bit, but I'm kind of not trying to go against it. I'm trying to flow with it. But yeah, I know communications can be kind of frustrating at times, and it's not just the people too. I mean, it's that too, but sometimes it's the technology. You know, something intercepts. Like I was just listening to my friend's radio show, and it just went like she does it online, and it was just like quiet for like on and off, like sometimes 5 minutes and then 10 or so odd minutes on air, and I'm like messaging going, man, I can't hear a thing, and it's, you know, it's part of the week today, and yeah, anyway, I'm muting.
Well, another thing that, let me tell you the funny story that happened to me today. Um, so I'm watching this more after the call. Like it seems like it's like a little habit lately. After the call, I've been taking a nap after like the morning call. So I'm taking my little nap, and then I get up again. So I was watching my little Once Upon a Time show on Hulu, and it wasn't even streaming. It was like kept loading, like you know how it like the little ball rolls around or whatever. And so I said, this is ridiculous. Something must be wrong. So I have 30 megs of internet because we have a house full of people usually. Like last night, we had like 10 people in this house. So I did a speed test, right? And my speed was like between 3 and 7. And I was like, So I called the cable company, the internet company, earlier today. I called them like 3 times today. Anyway, the first call was, you know, I was saying, well, what's going on is I'm supposed to have 30 megs of speed, and my speed test is saying that it's not getting higher than 7. And then the lady says to me, well, it looks like your modem is too small for the speed that you have. And I said, is that right? I said, that means I've never gotten the speed that I had ordered back in September. She said, no. I said, well, what do I do? She said, well, go back to the company and bring the modem, and they'll give you the bigger modem so you can have more speed. And I was like, okay, and what about all this money I've been paying for the higher speed? Y'all need to reimburse me for, you know, you gave me a 10 meg modem, and I have a 30 meg bill, so y'all need to give me the difference back. So she said, yeah, that's not a problem. Just call them as soon as they hook it up. Then call them back and say you got the 30 megs modem, and now you can, you know, So I called him back. That was my second call this afternoon. So I call him back, and I was telling her about. I was like, I was calling about my reimbursement from the service issue, from the upgrade on the modem. And she said, "Oh yeah, we can reimburse you $15." And I said, "In what country's money? Like what money denomination are you talking about? Because no, what I paid is way more than $15." And she immediately went in defense mode, like, no, 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 $15 is all we can do. And I was like, oh my gosh. Um, let me go back again and tell you the whole story one more time. So I had to tell her the whole, modem, big modem, that kind of thing. And they said, "Oh, okay." And she said, "Okay, give me 48 hours and call back." And you know what's going to happen in Puerto Rico? Well, what I hope doesn't happen is I call back and they don't know what the hell I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. Anyway, these are the days of our lives. It's like a soap opera. I'm going to write a soap opera because I don't think what they show on TV can compare to the nonsense I be seeing. You know what I'm saying? Ridiculous. So, anyway, that's just me talking today.
I feel that. I don't know if you're like what Puerto Rico. I mean, I've been in Puerto Rico, but what the internet system's like. But I would go. Do y'all have a someone called the I can't even pronounce it. The ombudsman. You know what I'm talking about? Like the
Nope.
telecommunications dude. You know that kind of sets things straight. Like then you can talk to them and say, look, outside of the company and say, look, this is what's happened to me. That's what I would do. And, yeah. Anyway.
They don't have any accountability here.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay.
So this is a good time to talk for me because this is the time of night when I want to eat something. Like I can go the whole day without eating, but it's just the late night when I would like a bowl of something while I watch my show after this call. This is when I would like to eat. Like, let me tell you. See, here's my problem once again because I'm still cooking. So I made this delicious stir fry with rice, brown rice, broccoli, yellow squash, ginger. I put some lentils in it. I put some, what else? Onions, garlic, just this yummy, and the thing smelled up the place. And I'm feeding everybody else around here. I wasn't mad actually. I was content. I honestly am content. But it's like, I feel like this is what I had to put in my mind of why I didn't want to eat this. Why I did not want to eat it. I did want to, but why I did not want to eat it is I felt remorseful from eating things in the past. Like when you eat that slice of cake and then you go back and eat 3 or 4 slices and be real gluttonous and stuff like that. And I felt like I don't want to feel bad about that. That's kind of what makes me not want to eat it. It's like I really don't want to feel bad because I feel like a loser if I eat it. And that's, I think, what I don't know if Van does that too, but I know, like, I fight the battle every moment, and it's like I know what failing feels like. I've started fast many times and cut them short. But right now I'm in such a mode where I really don't want to mess up, And your mind could talk to you. I guess like Van says, the parasites. Your mind could say, "It's all good. Don't worry about it. You can start again." I know that talk. But anyway, I'm just gonna lay up here after this call and just see if I can get online and watch my show.
Hey, Sky.
Yes.
For me, like a same situation, I cook for, my husband, even though I don't eat. And then again, today I made such a wonderful tuna casserole. It looked so delicious, smelled so delicious, but somehow, my craving is kind of stopped. And then I wouldn't even want to eat nothing because I want to eat that, I want to taste that. But since I cannot taste it, so I think I'm kind of getting into this fasting, and I think my body is learning. Mickey, you cannot eat anyway, so let's not have a hope. Mind
Right.
talking. So I think I'm getting better. And then question for you. So you've been hosting the retreat and everything, and you cook like a very very nice vegan food. And how are you gonna serve people without tasting? For me, I have an issue. Since I cannot taste it, it looks good, smell good, but I can taste it. So, that was kind of dilemma that I have. So how do you do with that?
I guess I've been doing it for long enough. I kind of know how to make stuff without tasting it. If it's something that I'm just gonna finagle and I gotta make sure it's right, then I will put it in my mouth and then I'll spit it out. That's what I'll do. But I haven't had the need to do that because I usually make things that I know. So, but I've done that in the past because when I do catering and stuff, I always try to like not taste so that I can, you know, because a lot of chefs get fat because you're tasting everything. So, um, so you try to use some discipline in that. But what I do is, certain times if it's like a really important event and the dish might be something that I don't make on a regular basis, then I will do a taste and spit, just like wine, you know, taste and spit, and then drink some water and spit and rinse it out, and rinse your mouth out, just so you can get, make sure it's well salted. That's a big thing. The flavors are right. Make sure it's not bland. Because I've done it before, and I was like, uh-oh, I gotta taste stuff. You try to use your brain and your nose. Your nose doesn't really match what food tastes like. You can get a gist of it, but it could be completely different sometimes. So I
You
feel
must
like,
you must have a lot of discipline, because if I do that, if I put something just a little teeny bit to just see that salt or sweet, I cannot stop it. I say, oh, maybe, one bite it won't hurt. Oh, maybe two bites, or three bites. And so that's I'm afraid of it, because I have no control of it. So I better stay away, not even put nothing in my tongue.
well, I
I
haven't,
don't,
for this
I go,
particular fast, I haven't had to taste anything.
okay, that's great.
Yeah,
So,
because I'm not spitting nothing out. If I taste it, I'm gonna eat it. I can tell you that right now. I'm not spitting anything out. I can tell you that right now. I don't have that kind of willpower. And no, I don't regret anything I eat, Sky, but I know what you mean about having that slice and then going back and having three and four. I actually embrace that. You know, I learned from the French that, if you're gonna eat something, love it. Don't regret it. Regretting what you eat is like poison to the body. So
yeah,
it's
but
not
the,
a good.
the thing about that is, that love it thought is when, people have like 900 pounds on them and they just love the food. I'm not feeling the love when it comes to like obesity. You know, what's that island that cute football player lives is from? Tonga or something, or one of those islands in the in the south, east, west, whatever. They have like the highest obesity in the world for any per capita place, and
Are you
they
are you talking about Fiji or something? Is it
Fiji,
Fiji?
one of them, one of those little places on the, you know, that yeah, over there. And they have like food love is food love is good, but it's also not good. You have to know you got to know when to fold them. You know what I mean? And know when to walk away and know when to run. You need to know some of that discipline. And I think that um I think that being disciplined, like I look at thinner people eat, and thinner people, like for example, I make meals for the volunteers for the farm here, and I make a nice size plate, and they eat it up and they're really happy and satisfied. And then I say, "Do you want some more?" And they're like, "No, we're good." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And some in me is like, "Man, I would want more because it was that good." You know what I mean? I'm not even hungry anymore. I'm satisfied, but I just want more to eat. You know what I mean? I was like, I just want more to eat just because it tasted good. And I know I felt like I didn't need that second plate. You know what I mean? I felt that before. Like, why am I eating another plate? I was completely satisfied the first time. I really enjoyed it. I'm not hungry, but now I'm eating a whole nother plate of food, and I'm like, why am I doing that? I don't even need this, you know? And I look at thinner people say they know when to stop, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, okay, well, that's what I need to learn. I need to learn how to like eat a plate and be satisfied, like portion control, you know what I mean? And just because I'll eat, another plate, and then later, if you ever make those like Thanksgiving type meals where it's like a big thing of mac and cheese and a big thing of this, and you eat like 3 or 4 or 5 times, that is just no bueno. But it's so good you can't even help it.
Well, I grew up like that. Before I was an adult, I used to have an insatiable appetite as a kid. I was very thin. I was one of those kids with the high metabolisms that can eat everything and anything all day, every day, and not gain a pound. I was like a string bean. I was like a spaghetti, but I could put it away. And at Thanksgiving, the joke was, yo, this kid can eat this whole serving plate of. They used to give me food on a serving plate, and they would watch me eat it. It's like the hot dog eating contest. It was amazing. Then I'd watch the football game and come back for another one. And everybody was like, no way. But yeah, I used to be that guy, when I was a kid. So yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
Well,
I
does
know that.
anybody else have anything they want to share? Go ahead, Claire.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know that feeling too. Like I actually started like probably yo-yo. I wouldn't say dieting, but yo-yoing with my weight at like 20. It was like in my 20s, like early 20s, that I started putting on weight. And earlier than that, I was like really slender, and I was like one of those kids that would have like high metabolism. I could eat like anything, and people were looking at me going, "What? You just ate all that?" And, like, this thing. But nowadays, I don't know if it's due to getting older or what, but yeah, I just been yo-yoing, and I can't do it like that. And I don't want to be like McLoving it, like McDonald's, but and I don't eat that stuff anyway. But yeah, I know what you're saying too, Sky, about that. And in fact, actually, before this fast, I actually emptied my whole fridge, so there's no temptation to even go to the fridge because all there's here is water. So
Oh, that's good.
no possibility of actually until I like order something and whatever. And I don't mean like takeaway. I mean like order like organic food because at the moment I don't have a car, so I have to like get delivery here. And there's like an organic shop down the road, so I'm gonna just try and get when we're ready. I don't know we're gonna extend or what. I don't know if you're looking Sky or what you're planning to do. I think we take one step at a time, but anyone else, but I'm thinking when I'm ready, I'll probably go to maybe the coconut water and then the rainbow and stuff like that or whatever to get it back in. That's what I'm thinking of doing, and I want to like maybe order like in bulk from there first and say, look, I want like I don't know how many a whole box of your coconuts. How can you do me a bulk sale or something? So like I mean talking like fresh ones that from Thailand just around the way here because Asia's so close. So, because that box stuff too, Scar. I was going to ask you that question. I don't know in the States and Puerto Rico and whatnot. Like, I actually prefer, obviously, the real coconut is better. But if you have to do the box stuff, what brand would you recommend? Would you mind me asking?
Raw harvest.
I don't know if we can get that here, but I'll try if I have to. But
It's
I
called
kind
the
of want
brand is called Harmless Harvest.
to. Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
they probably have. I think there's a couple brands down there that are raw, non-heated coconut water.
How do you
But
know? How do you know that it's heated or not heated? Like if you stay on the box or
Say it. Yeah, I should say it.
okay. So
So
you want, of course, the non-heated, right? Of course.
yeah, yes.
Uh-huh. Okay. Thanks. I appreciate that.
So I have something else to share, but I know I'll share it tomorrow morning. So I don't want to keep everyone on for hours, and I want to go watch my show. So
Uh,
so let's talk tomorrow
so,
in the
so,
morning.
it's, so it's not that you don't want to keep us on. It's that you want to go watch your show. That's what it is.
Well, I just don't want I'm very efficient with time, and I'm always on time, and I'm always to the time, and I'm a time bandit, okay? So I'm looking at the clock like it's 10:30. That means 10:39. That means y'all been on here since an hour and 10 minutes. That's not that that's bad. It's just when we said we were gonna have 30-minute calls, then it's a little over. I mean, it's good. We're chilling, but still. So I'll save my conversation for tomorrow. It's gonna be juicy.
Ooh,
Well,
I'm
we can't
excited.
wait.
Keep it hanging.
Yeah, I want everybody to come to tomorrow's conversation with something juicy. All right.
Yeah. Juice,
That's
juice.
the theme. Uh-huh.
I'm excited. I feel good. I feel better now that I talked to y'all and talked my crap out. So, anyway, have a good evening, y'all. Drink your water.
All right, love. Thank you once again, Claire,
Love,
as
love and
always,
peace.
Mickey, as always. And Mickey, like I said, this doesn't have to end just as fast as over. Like we'll be in touch. I'll make sure you get my phone number. If you ever want to call me, I can call you. And, friends for life. Friends for
Thanks,
life.
Dan. Thank you. I really appreciate your support. So I
Definitely.
guess I'm going out and see you guys maybe tomorrow morning. I'm not going to be there. Maybe in the evening. I see you guys in the
Okay.
evening. So take
Okay.
care. Peace.
Yes, we
Alrighty.
always love to have you.
Bye.
Thank you. Always like when you're on the call, Mickey. Thank you. Okay, guys, and to the viewers and to the ones that will see later, thank you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you next time on the Van and Skyju Show. Yes.
Uh,
Stay
alrighty.
tuned.
Peace.
Peace.